Ladies and gentlemen, we would now like to present to you and formally introduce Bob, Cos, and Arthur, the Play No Games podcast.
It's your favorite podcast where we talk about real life and exchange a few laughs. We sticking to our path. When you find understanding, just know that will never last. We ain't here to play no games. The world is
What's poppin', you guys? It's Cartier Bob.
It's Type Ford. And we also have a special guest here today. One of my favorite Portland artists, a really dope guy, Vary.
Yo, what's up, man? It's Vary. I'm an artist. I'm out the north side of Portland. I'm a creative. I'm a community activist. I work with the youth. You know, I'm a jack of a lot of trades. You know, so it's great to be on here.
Appreciate you coming on, bro.
Dog.
No, we go way back.
Yeah, we go way back, man. Come on.
Wait. Before, say more. How far back?
So I met him when he was about a 5'2", 5'3", light-skinned nigga just coming in through my high school. Yeah. You know, it's crazy, bro. They family, I mean, no respect when I say this, they family has like the weirdest genes. And he'll know what I'm talking about when I say this. They be like 5'4" their entire lives up until like 16. And then God says, all right, I'm done playing with you. And it's brought up to like 6 foot plus.
Damn.
Yeah.
You had one of them summers.
Yeah, definitely, bro. I was a young nigga at De La Salle, you know, just a young hooper. I had a big ass fro, bro. And yeah, so I think that's when we first met.
Yeah.
Tay, this motherfucker also was hella short.
Yeah.
I
still
am.
He didn't have one of them summers.
I'm 5'4".
You funny as hell. No, appreciate you coming on though, bro. For real. But while we're here, before we get into like the interview and everything like that, we do this thing every time we have guests and just like weekly in general. We play a game called Play No Games. No pun intended. But it's really just time to talk about, something you play no games about. It could be some super serious, some lighthearted. Me and Rob kick it off, and you just jump in where you see fit.
Sure.
All right, Rob. Rob, you got anything this week?
Yeah. I don't want to play no games about. It's what I'm really passionate about. Just reminding people, I'm a big relational entrepreneur, and I like to do a lot of research on both sides of like what men want, women want, because at the end of the day, we got to come together to figure out how we want to like live on this earth together and coexist. And research for the last couple of weeks is the spike, and this is a bit more somber. I hate to bring it up, but it's literally what I'm playing no games about. Is I think it was in the East Coast, Midwest, a couple black women went on dates with people. And I'm not going to get into the race thing, but just people of the different races, and they didn't come back home. And they were dismembered and found in the river and all this other stuff. And it's just really sad that that's kind of like going on in our world where, it's not even safe to go on dates anymore. Yeah. So I'm playing the games about dating safety and just not one race is a good race or a bad race, but, you got to find a person who's really trying to get to know you.
That was very somber.
I know. It was literally on the. Yeah. It was literally what I was like.
All right, I got something a little more lighthearted.
I'm not gonna lie, that was literally.
Yeah, I appreciate it though. For me, I would say like I play no games about not being complicit in my own bias. That's something I pride myself on, as far as like being able to see like or have like a larger perspective with shit, whether it be food taste, anything like pertaining to pop culture, sports, music in particular, with everything going on this week. We'll probably get into a little bit more later on, but you can't like be so gung-ho to support whatever you naturally gravitate towards, that you can't have like a level playing view as far as like, how you evaluate things. So
I'm gonna push some buttons. I'm curious. Could you say more to that? Just very.
He doesn't like Kendrick.
No,
that's what it is.
Wow, you get this game. You get it.
Follow my dog.
And and that's the thing. People misconstrue tweets or my public opinions, and they'll think like, oh, I don't like Kendrick. Kendrick's actually one of my favorite artists, like in the history of music. My only gripe with him for a long time was I just wanted you to drop more frequently. That's it.
Facts, I agree, bro.
Same here, where everyone thinks like I stick with Drake because in high school I picked him. I was like, that's gonna be the next greatest rapper, and just I won the lottery, so I'm gonna ride. But when it comes to the like big three, it's like so interchangeable. So I'm pretty sure we are definitely going to talk about that today. But I appreciate that because a lot of people even ask me about like, why are you? I'm gonna save it. I'm gonna save it. I get it.
Yeah.
I get it.
Yeah.
What about you, buddy?
I'm gonna double down on bro's statement. Just like women's safety, I don't feel like I play with. I was talking to my fiance, about. Listen, I don't know if this is gonna be controversial, but I watch a lot of Kevin Samuels. I don't know if y'all watch Kevin Samuels. But I have a super open mind, and I'm not one of these fanboys. You know what I'm saying? I look at everything with a grain of salt, and I take what I want to take, and I don't take what I don't like. But
Thank you.
I think it's put me in such a logical state of mind with a lot of stuff that has to do with women. That you know what I'm saying? It kind of like when I hear this slander of men in its totality, I'm like. Like what you mean? It ain't all people, you know what I mean? It sometimes I should say, but it's just one of them things. Like she had to check me, like, bro, get back into your right mind. Like, what are you talking about, right? Like, and I had to check myself, and I think so. That's what I want to bring up is just women's safety and men, and just understanding as men we have a duty to protect our women. You know what I mean? And make sure that we checking other men and we holding everybody accountable.
Facts.
So that's what I'm gonna say so this week.
Thank you.
Yeah.
And to be honest, that's why I'm trying to really work on being a relational entrepreneur because don't get me wrong, I've never been a woman. I understand there's different trials and tribulations that come with that I'll never understand. But the aspect is we're both talking, both genders, both whatever, how you can mix it, are talking about experiences that this is where you come to the table, talk about it, where we're going to disagree here, and here, but it's okay that we disagree. Like everyone's fighting to be right about their experience, where you're right. There's nothing wrong with that, but how do we move forward with that? And it's just, I don't know. It's just why is our culture and generation where it's at. Is just, I feel like as a person who wants to have children in the world later down my road, I feel like it's my duty to talk about that stuff where it has to be more of the norm of, I'm not going to interrupt or get into a situation, what's going on between like a man and woman out in the streets, but like I'm gonna stay, make sure homegirl's okay, but I'm also gonna make sure that my guy's okay. Where it's kind of like, can this end safely?
Facts.
Yeah. No.
Yeah, no, I appreciate that.
That was nice, good combo.
No, but he talking about Kevin Samuels.
Yeah, I appreciate that.
No, but the Kevin Samuels things, just really quick, is just he just talks about a nuanced piece that no one has, where there are certain pieces you can take from a person. And I appreciate you even saying that, because I think people get caught up on this one thing and it's like, oh, I'm just all this thing. So I just appreciate you even saying that.
Now, Vari, I know you wear a lot of different hats within your life, and we're gonna get into a lot of that stuff later on. But can you just, like, for our viewers, tell us a little bit, what is your story? I know you're from North Portland, but like where specifically, like, what was your upbringing like growing up in the North?
Yeah, man, I'm from the north side of Portland, St. John's. I played ball, you know what I mean? So I'll start with that. I played basketball, man. So like coming up in an area where it was a little rough, I was definitely shielded from a lot of it, you know what I mean? But I was definitely involved, you know what I mean? So it was always like a danger aspect to it, but I never really had to get thrown in the fire. You know what I mean? But I came up playing basketball, man. I've been a hooper my whole life. Went to a 3-year high school, De La Salle, North Catholic. I believe I was probably the first dude out of there to go Division I. Yeah. Eventually, I had a crazy road, and we'll get to that. But so I went Division I. I played ball at University of Idaho. I started at University of Oregon. Went to the Final Four, did that whole thing. I walked on there, and then I went JUCO a couple years and ended at the University of Idaho. Then I did my grad year out of New Mexico. Got my master's degree. You know what I'm saying? I used basketball how I used me, and came out of college with a degree, no debt. You know what I mean? So I'm blessed, thankful for that.
That's fire. That's fire. Now, just to scale back some. Now, I know first time I met you was both at De La Salle hooping. You was a freshman. I was a senior. As you going through your high school career, was playing in the NBA, was it like a goal for you? Or, at that, go back to Vari at 16, 17, what was your life like trajectory looking like in your head?
Yeah, I was league, bro. I'm telling you, like, the way I think, it's been the same since day one. I'm just like, I don't want no help from nobody. Like, you know, most people like seek it, and I think early on it was like I used to get in Twitter beefs and shit like that, and motherfuckers were dead ass, cause I'll just be like, bro, I hated the northeast side of Portland just because I feel like they had a lot of. I'm gonna keep it a buck, and we gonna.
Hey, no, I believe.
I say that though, right? I say that though because growing up, grassroots basketball wise, I think they had a lot of resources that we didn't have in the north side of Portland. I don't know if y'all remember ICP, stuff like that. It was just a lot of
Hoop Kings, I-5 Elite.
Yeah, a lot of history, and I respected it, but it was just more so like they really wasn't fucking with us out there. You know what I mean? So like from the basketball perspective, I didn't like it. So I used to bring up different things like that, and it kind of came off as if like I was wanting a handout, but it was like, no, not even close. It was just I'm trying to bring light to it, and I'll be the one that has to take all the heat to get it said. But back to what we was talking about, yeah, I always thought I was going to the league, bro. You know what I mean? It was like I was 5'5", but I'm like, fuck it, I'm about to go out here and kill everybody. You know, so that's always been my mentality to this day. You know?
So like when I left my senior year, you were a freshman.
Yeah.
Come back your sophomore year. I know you made state in 2014 as you were a sophomore. What was that moment for you where it clicked? I don't know if it was when you hit growth spurt or just some point in the development of your game where you're like, okay, like this shit, like playing college ball is like for real reality.
Yeah. I mean,
I don't know if it's a game for you.
Again, I'm gonna go back. That's always been my mentality. But to your point, it's more so like I think it was that state championship game when we played Valley Catholic. I hit like 4 or 5 threes, and I was just like this little guy. And where we play our state tournament is a place called Coos Bay. And it's like they shut down the whole city. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
and like everybody comes to the game. So like when I did that, I had like 500 new Instagram followers. Everybody trying to take pictures with me because I'm just their little Drew Joyce.
Pretty much, yeah.
Literally. You know what I mean? So like I got in the game. Everybody's like, who is this little guy? Everybody laughing. Everybody screaming at me. And I come out and hit like 4 in a row. Boom, boom, boom. State championship game. So I think that was a moment I would say that was like, all right, let me take this program over. You know what I mean?
Talk your
let me do something that ain't nobody did before. You know?
And then as you get into, the last 2 years of high school, I know you had some prolific scoring nights. I know you won state player of the year, your senior year, along with league player of the year. And then what was that moment for you, like when you first got the call from Altman or anybody? I don't know if it was Altman directly or somebody else on his staff. Like, okay, like you have an opportunity to play at the University of Oregon.
No, so it was Stubbs, so Coach Stubblefield at the time. And it was after that championship, our state championship game. I think I had like 30. I think something. That was
your senior year.
I had a really good game, but they had came out to watch a dude named Zach Bernards at the time from Dayton. But they ended up giving me like a preferred walk on. And I had already had a full ride academic scholarship there. You know what I mean? So I'm just like, cool, I'm coming.
And for those people that don't know what that means, what does that mean exactly?
A preferred walk on is like we're not gonna pitch you on a scholarship, but you have an opportunity to play for us. Okay. Yeah.
And what was that experience? I know you said you guys made the Final Four your freshman year there. What was that experience like for you, like being around guys like Jordan Bell? I mean, Pritchard in the league now. Like you had a lot of dudes who starting in the league now on that team.
It was a beautiful experience, you know what I mean? It humbled me for sure. Just coming in as a walk on. Like a lot of places you can walk on and actually have a shot to play. I was walking on and I had no shot to play just because we were so deep. Like you said, we had Peyton at the one. We had a dude named Casey Benson who was like, he led the nation in assist to turnover ratio that year before. We had Dylan Brooks, Jordan Bell, Tyler Dorsey. Chris Boucher, Paul White from Georgetown. Like we was super deep.
Was Ennis still there?
Dylan Ennis.
Yep.
We had Ennis. We had Cavell, Bigby Williams. It was just a crazy amount of talent on that team. So it was like I was I was cooking in every practice. So we were a scout team, and I was frying them though. And they was like, "Bro, who is this guy?" You know what I mean? Yeah. But bro, honestly, like what people don't even know, I ended up flunking out of Oregon. So that like I had to kind of lead the team like midway through the what's it called? Because since I was a walk on, my schedule didn't align with practice times, and I was like. I don't care about class. I'm going to practice. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I bet it all on myself. I'm like I had a full ride. Out of there, you know. So
dang.
Yeah.
You're definitely kind of talking about being humble, and I think when we kind of look at basketball as it is now, where we kind of look at the AAU circuit where it's just bam this, bam this, bam this. We don't hear that often of, I had this experience where I've been humbled to become a better player.
Yeah.
And I was wondering, can you kind of speak more to that?
Yeah. Me and my dog Jabri, we was just talking about it. Just it's a completely different time. You know what I mean? But that's why I think you're starting to see a lot of high school kids with no offers and nowhere to go after high school, even after being some of the top players in their states. Just because I feel like the humility aspect of everything is lost. You know what I mean? Everybody thinks they're top dog because they got a highlight tape. Literally. And it's like, bro.
No, he ain't lying, bro.
So I work with the youth, you know what I mean? And it'll be dudes like who are hoopers that will walk right past me without even looking my way. And I'm like, bro, you don't understand. If I had somebody in my position that already did what I wanted to do, I'm saying what's up to him every single day. I'm running to go say what's up to him. We don't have that no more. You know what I mean? So I think it's definitely crippling the culture of basketball, and just a lot of kids are about to get punched in the mouth by life once the shits get real.
Facts,
you know what I mean?
facts. And it's crazy you say it too, because I was talking to Jamil about this. I don't know if you remember or how early you started paying attention to like Ball's life tapes. When I was coming up like in middle school, you had to be like a guy to have one.
Mm-hmm.
Like it wasn't just you was averaging 6 points at Sierra Canyon or something like that. Like some of my favorite tapes, like Akil Carr, Austin Rivers junior year tape. Like these are dudes. I mean, Akil didn't make it to the league, but Austin Rivers at the time was probably had one of the more prolific high school careers like ever, and
Definitely.
was a rotational guy in the league.
He was elite, bro.
Yeah, like
Austin
that.
Rivers was elite.
Like that just shows like, well, now like hell, I know not putting nobody on blast, but I know a little nigga who averaged 8 points last year in the pill and was looking for a media dude.
Yeah.
Get in the gym. What are you worry about this highlight tape for?
Yeah, I think it's a you gotta have a balance too though, because I think like dudes like a SS Visual Works, I think they did a lot of good for, you know what I'm saying, the culture of basketball in Portland.
No, it's facts,
you know what I mean? So I think like finding that balance of how can we not cripple these kids and make them feel like superstars too early, and also highlighting them and getting them exposure to different colleges and having different coaches see their game. You know what I mean?
Facts.
Yeah.
On your illustrious tour in the basketball world, you stopped in a state, in a place that I'm surprised that you spend a lot of time in, Idaho.
Yeah.
It's very
That's
rare.
not even the
But
craziest
shit, but
place,
even
bro.
before that though,
I'm about to say, motherfuckers don't know, bro. I went from Oregon. I went out. So basically, I don't know if we're about to get into this. But
No, go ahead.
I left Oregon, but again, they understood why I left. You know what I'm saying? So Altman, his son had got a head coaching job out in Kansas at a school called Cloud County. It's a junior college out there. And he was just like, bro, go play for my son. You know what I'm saying? Like, you good enough to do this, so go play for my son, and hopefully we see you back. Right? And so I went out there. I went to Kansas for a year. That went pretty well. I started and I averaged like 12 points a game, but it's the Jayhawk League, which is one of like the hardest national JUCO leagues you can be in. So I ended up leaving there to go to another JUCO in Wyoming called Sheridan. And we ended up being number 5 in the nation. We went to the tournament. We had a really good season. I ended up leaving there with like 20 offers. You know what I'm saying? That's when I had all my offers getting flooded because we was like number 5. We was a really good team, and I played pretty well. So that's when I had chose Idaho. So that's how I ended up in Idaho. I went to 5 different colleges, bro.
And what came into that decision for you?
A few things, just the Idaho-Portland connection. Vic was there at the time, Victor Sanders. Gino had been there. We just had a couple dudes that had already went to Idaho, and I was just like, cool. This is a place that they clearly mess with dudes that play my style game. You know what I mean? So let me go. But then when I went there, the coach ended up getting fired like 2 days before we were supposed to go to campus.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
They was on their rivers, huh?
Hey, you know, it's crazy. That was that time where you couldn't just transfer and play immediately too.
Fucked up, bro.
Like,
Like that this shit is political as hell. So they literally hit me like, bro, you don't have to come. But if you don't come, it's June 9th and motherfuckers starting practice tomorrow, bro.
yeah.
So it's like the dude that, and then, bro, it's so political. The dude that we thought was gonna get the head coaching job, he was the head coach at the time's best friend. So they was kind of trying to get him the fuck out of there. And so they hired below him. They went to the 3rd assistant to hire.
Wow.
So the assistant coach was telling all his guys that Verlin brought in, like, yo, it's gonna be cool. I'm gonna get it. Just still come. You know what I mean? Like, you're not really gonna find a place. We get there, they're like, nah, we ain't giving it to him.
Wow. So he bypassed the associate head coach to
bro.
pull up a staff.
Just so that he can get up out of it, because they knew that he didn't work under no assistant.
Yeah, and I get it, but that's real shiesty.
Yeah, man. This shit gets
shiesty.
tricky, man.
So, you wrap up your basketball career.
Yep.
I know you graduated with a degree in economics. So, did you have any interest in diving into that field? And then also, did you have any prospects in terms of like playing pro ball overseas, or like, what was that like post grad journey for you? Like, initially,
So I had a couple job offers, man, overseas, but it was right during COVID. And like, so that was 2021, you know what I mean? And it was just like the money was terrible. And you gotta really, like, I felt like I was in a position in my life that I love basketball, but I didn't love it enough to continue. You know what I mean? I think I gave it my all, and I think it gave me what I needed. So like, I got the contracts to this day. I just keep them, because it's like I could have did this, you know what I mean? But I chose to do something else. But I graduated with a degree in economics. I came out, I had a couple of different like job offers as like financial reps and stuff, but I'm like, I'm cool on having to wake up every day, 8 in the morning, get super dressed up and go work for some people that don't really, you know what I'm saying, love me how my community would. So
facts.
What was that conversation like to yourself? Because I hear the decisions, but like mentally there has to be a switch to be like, I'm giving up, because when you talk about the highlights, when you like look at the progression of who you are, basketball was so you, and that's such an identity shift. Yeah. What was that mental conversation like?
It was crazy, bro. That's crazy. I was super depressed, and I don't even talk like that. You know what I mean? Because like, but again, that was my whole identity. You know what I mean? Like, that's who everybody knows me as, knew me as, right? It was the hooper, and it was also like coming to terms with myself that like, you're not gonna be in that spotlight no more. Who are you when the lights turn off? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's the question I ask myself every day. Who are you when the lights turn off? You know what I'm saying? My integrity always been there, but now it's like, all right, put that shit to the test. You know? Yeah,
no, I commend you for that a lot, because there are a lot of dudes who struggle with that transition even into their like mid to late 30s, because they still chasing it,
right?
Whether it be like going to tryouts or workouts, trying to get another contract offer, just get back overseas. And Rob, I don't know if you remember this, I told you it's a lot of dudes that's playing over in Europe that ain't making the money that you think they are. Like, sadly, bro. Like, they struggling. Like, for real. Like,
granted though, I will say though, bro, out of Portland, we have some of the coldest overseas players
that we do.
Everybody that goes overseas to play makes a crazy impact. Yeah, you know what I mean? So like, everybody that we know that's playing, the Mike James, the Drews, the Ty Whites, they're all making pretty good money. Josh Johnson, there's a lot of dudes that's just killing. Vic Sanders, like, we got some dudes, bro. But right, to your point, it's like, bro, it's no money over there unless you're in a really good league. Yeah, you know.
But decision of whether or not you should go overseas or, go into the workforce, I know that can be kind of difficult. So I'm really proud of you as far as you being able to just make that decision, live with it, and also pivot, because a lot of guys aren't able to.
Right.
Really quick, before you switch gears, there was a good question to ask, because we've had some other like really talented hoopers on here, and it was a damn good question. But the best person that you've ever guarded and gave buckets that's in the league? Or,
no, period. Yeah.
Period. Okay, I like that period.
Period that I've ever guarded?
Both. That you guarded and that you gave some buckets to.
I played job. I mean, we were at Murray State. Yeah, we had a tournament in Arkansas State. But again, I didn't really guard him too much. That motherfucker was cold, though. I think, like, Peyton probably is like, I came up grassroots with him. I think, bro, he's always been a problem. Jazz, I'm saying like 3-4 different people. Yeah,
it's good.
Yeah. Jazz Johnson, bro. I feel like he's to me the most underrated player coming out of town. Just like seeing his progression in basketball and seeing where he came from, like, he's been super slept on and just underrated his whole life. He was a short guard, and I think for him to be his size, bro, he's elite.
You the best one in the North?
From the North, yeah.
But
listen though,
y'all hear the meter switch?
Because I'm gonna talk. I'll put it like this: I don't think I will be in 5 years, because little Terrence Hill, it's a couple dudes out the North. Terrence Hill would be the best out the North. He just hopefully everything works out for him. You know what I mean? Because once you get to college, shit gets different, you know. So yeah, but I put myself up. I'm the only one that went Division 1 out the North.
Drake McCown real slept on too.
Drake McCown was super slept on though. So yeah,
and he from my class. Only
Drake
like,
super
seeing
slept on.
Drake, like he always could play, but like he one of them dudes who to me was kind of a late bloomer as far as his development.
And Drake loves basketball, bro. Drake's still playing to this day at an elite level.
Facts.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Drake can get in with the best of them right now at 29, 30. You know what I mean? So it's like definitely slept on, bro.
Yeah, fast.
Yeah.
That's been like the question of like the year with athletes. So we've been like really asking that. So I couldn't escape this moment without asking you.
Yeah, no.
Where's your decorated career?
on.
You know, pay
Yeah.
respect and then talk your shit.
Now I know we didn't talk about your love for basketball, but these days you actually got a passion for something else that ironically involves a mic. You want to talk about that a little bit?
I do music, man. I'm an artist. Yes, I think music has been in my blood. You know what I mean? My pops was a drummer. He had his own band, you know what I'm saying? So we came up just being really musically inclined, and my brother, you know what I'm saying, he's also an artist. He kind of inspired me to pick up the mic.
And what's he go by?
Northside Tego. Come on, we gonna talk about him. No,
So
we gonna talk about him for sure.
yeah, I know you say you came up with your dad doing music and you just being musically inclined, but when did you first start rapping? Was it something you always dabbled with when you were younger, or how that start up? Because I knew you as a hooper. I always see you around town and stuff, and then all of a sudden y'all got a whole situation going on.
Now I started rapping probably like 3 years ago. Probably like 2.5. But I could always write. You know what I mean? I always had wordplay, but I feel like once my voice started to develop, I think a lot of people was just like, bro, you should just rap. And it started off more so like a Larry June-ish type of like vibe, super deep, shredded truth or something. But then I found my voice and I found my sound, and I think now it's just, you know what I'm saying, it's progressing every day.
So if you had to listen to the first song you ever recorded, now how would you say that compares to the quality of music you're putting out these days?
It's crazy, bro. It's crazy. I actually was just listening to my first song that I recorded, and it was just like, bro, I sound crazy. Like what I'm talking about is just stupid. It's just like I'm trying to fit the narrative of everybody else's, you know what I'm saying, what everybody else likes. And I think now I'm just speaking my truth. I'm being a lot more authentic, and I'm just making sure I'm putting substance within my music and rapping about what I actually live. So I think that's the biggest difference, just what I'm talking about and the content that I'm putting out.
It's funny that you say that because I'm more of like the rap genius, of the group, where I like to break down people's lyrics because
Excuse me?
Yeah, I am. Yeah, I am.
Go ahead.
No, are you upset by this? No.
Get your bars off.
Rap guru.
I like the lyrics, cause when I'm in the gym, cause I was listening to your music in the gym, and I was like, all right, I got some more material. I got some more material.
Yeah.
And one of the things that really caught my eye was off your Richmond, and you were talking about coexisting, and you were talking definitely about, or no, that's the other one, but you were more or less talking about buying the block back. And I think because you rep Richmond so well, I think you got to talk about what does Richmond mean to you, and why is buying the block important?
Great question, bro. Richmond Avenue, that's the block that I grew up on out of North Portland. We own property out there, and just like kind of early on, when I think when I was in that lane, it was like a lot of Nip influence, you know what I mean? And granted, I think like we'll get into that too. I know we will, but I just think we came up with similar kind of. We kind of came up similarly, you know what I mean? As far as like our communities, how hard we rep our communities, feeling like we the underdogs and stuff like that. So I think like when he had bought the block on Crenshaw, that shit inspired me, bro, like through and through. So I think when I was talking about Richmond Avenue, it's like, bro, we gonna bring that blueprint back here, and we're gonna buy the block back, and it's shit. We making it happen.
I'm gonna push you a little bit, and the piece is, with great power comes great responsibility. When you say those words, right, it makes me think that you have a really good idea or a plan. I'm just curious, like, what do you think the North, or just Portland, or Black Portland in general, needs to do to have that kind of like Nip influence here? Because everyone talks about, in my opinion, we're in like a lot of different silos, and your voice is a voice that reaches a lot of different people. So what are your thoughts on that?
I think we kind of got to switch up the blueprint and we got to educate ourselves. You know what I mean? Because one thing with Nip, super respectable and commendable dude, but also understanding that he met his detriment because of, you know what I'm saying, his journey on up. And it's like, again, it's taking what you need to take and leaving what you need to leave. So I think, like, again, it's just education, man, and just really understanding that it's possible and just giving the community the motivation and the inspiration and just being the guy that they see that this shit can really happen. You know what I'm saying? It's possible to do. So I think that's the plan to play.
Word. Now, just to circle back some, I know you said Nip was a big influence for you, and you also referenced Larry June. Right. What were some other artists that you feel like early on kind of were either influences for you, or, you know, you just, I fuck with his catalog?
Yeah. I'm a soulful dude, man. My pops was hella old. My pops would be 75 right now, bro. So I grew up with, like, old school music, and it's also with my mom. She used to play a lot of music around it. So I think, like, the other inspirations for me was more so like the Indie and just they tapped so much into who they were and self-love that it was just like, bro, that's what I want to portray. But to us, you know what I'm saying, to black men, and just men in general, man, like, that's what I want to portray. So I think as far as, like, inspiration, like, getting into the complete, like, cycle of what music really means and just dissecting it, I think I would say, like, Indie, Erykah Badu, early Kanye. You know what I mean? Just
to clarify that.
As far as being a visionary, right? And just, like, I think those are the people I would say.
Word. No, so as you get into your rap career and journey as a creative, you know, you building up and released rather Richmond EP rather. What was that creative process like as far as, like, recording? You know, you building your team, everything like that. Did you have any anxiety? Because I know it can be kind of vulnerable putting a piece of art out to the world for people to then critique. You know, I know you've also had some opinions, so
yeah,
people may be like, all right, you know, here's my get back to, you know, talk shit to this nigga because he said X, Y, Z.
Right.
Like, I mean, seriously.
Hell nah, bro. I completely own my art. You know what I mean? And I don't take nothing I say back, and you know what I mean? So I never had no anxiety putting it out. I don't really give a fuck about what nobody thinks. You know what I mean? Like, that's the zone I was in then and I'm in now. It's just more so, like, if I love it, man, and if it means something to me, I know I'm speaking authentically me. So can't nobody come in and say I was lying about nothing. You know what I mean? That I had said. So that's, as long as I dotted those I's and crossed those T's, it's just like, bro, speak your truth. I didn't have no anxiety. You know what I mean?
Well, I got one question for you in regards to the project, and I know you sent me 3 of these songs early. Yeah. I've been wanting to ask you since then. What was the thought process in putting the intro last as far as the track list sequencing?
From Richmond Avenue. That's what you're talking about. Yeah. So that was my first project. I put the intro last just because it was the outro, technically, but it was just more so like, this is who I am and this is how I'm coming. You know what I mean? So it's like, this the introduction to who I am. You know what I mean? So I put that last. It's like, yeah, I'm here. You know what I mean?
Word.
One of the things that I really respected about, you know, what you even said here and what you even put in your lyrics is you talk about, you know, your father, and you say he was very musically inclined. I think, like, what's that stamp or that signature that you carry with him? Because, you know, you, like you said, it's the genetics. Like, it runs in your family. Yeah. What do you think you've taken from him that's been adopted into your musical?
Just the confidence, man. Just my last name is Christmas, you know what I'm saying? So we rep that through and through all my siblings, you know what I'm saying? It's Christmas, you know what I mean? So that's what we carry. And I think just, like, trying to keep that legacy, and just, he was a stand-up individual, you know what I'm saying? I never met nobody that has ever said nothing bad about him. You know what I mean? And it's not just because it's in my face, it's just he was really a really good guy. You know what I mean? So that's what I'm like, we got to keep that going. You know what I mean? It's only right. So I think that's what I took from him, and just keeping the name alive, keeping the legacy going, you know?
That's fire.
Yeah.
Now, after you dropped your EP, I started to see, one, just going to shows. So, you know, I'll be going to the Thesis and, like, different music shows in the city, both in person and online. Your name's starting to build some traction. And then the last 12 months, you actually got a pretty big feature placement with the LA-based artist. Yeah. We'll talk about that.
Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna cross that
we did a song with Westside Boogie, and that meant a lot to me. You know what I'm saying? Just because I really loved his music coming up, and I think he's a artist that's not necessarily appreciated when it comes to West Coast music. So I just feel like we relate in that aspect, and just to me, it was just like a really dope experience, just because I feel like that song has so much substance, just in a sense of like, bro, it was super West Coast. Like that was, I think that was my coming out as like bro, I'm a West Coast artist through and through, you know. And just also it was big for the, like you said, for the name sake, just getting a bigger feature so early on in my career. You know what I mean? I think it definitely stamped me like, yeah, that's his one. And where he gonna go from here? You know what I mean?
Now, did you guys do that session in person, or you just like send a track via email?
Nah, we sent the tracks, but we did a video. You know what I'm saying? So we definitely got that link up and made that connection and just created that relationship. You know?
That's right. How did you get in touch with you, or vice versa?
How did we get in touch? Oh, I think so. Somebody on my team sent him the song through email. Yeah, I honestly to this day don't know who. It was probably one of the homies, but they got his email some way, somehow, and he contacted me through Instagram and was like, bro, that whatever song just came through my email, that shit was fire. Let's make it happen.
That's crazy.
That's it.
It's like one of the divine moments where like the stars just like line up for you. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I got that DM. I'm like, what the fuck? Westside Boogie out here.
He was like, nah.
I'm like, what's going on?
One of them
like,
scanners.
I'm like, what song did you get?
I ain't gonna lie, like I don't know if he felt this way. That definitely be one of them moments like I gotta double check. Like, all right, hold up, this nigga actually trying to fuck with me, or just like just run me $500 and then also I'm not gonna hear from you.
Yeah.
But see, that's why I think that feature was so dope, is because we knew that Westside Boogie doesn't do that type of shit. Like motherfuckers ain't just getting features with Boogie. You know what I mean? Like I don't know too many people with a feature. I know a couple from the town, but it's just more so like the dudes I do know from the town that have those features. They've been doing music for a long time. You know what I mean? To where like that relationship probably was made throughout the way. So with me, it was just like, bro, that's kind of different. You know what I mean? Like that was big.
Yeah.
Now with that bit of that background, what that even just speaks more volumes to is like letting your craft and art speak. It kind of reminds me of like an ET thing where they gonna come find you. Right. And like they found you, and like everyone's like, "Oh, I gotta pay for ads." Like, no, don't get me wrong, we gotta get better with the marketing. But it's we do, but it's in the sense of your work, and just having just that cosign, even though you didn't ask for it, and it just arrived. Like, what did you? I know you said that makes you feel like a West Coast, but you know, respectfully, I love it. But like for you for your craft, what does that mean for you for that moment just happened?
It was divine, man. You know what I mean? I it's one of those things, like to this day, like I know it's gonna be a lot more of those down the road, just because how we carry ourselves, man. We super authentic in our team. You know what I mean? And like we try to be the best people that we can be, and if you move the right way, you know what I'm saying, you're gonna get good shit that comes. So it's just one of those things. It was like, cool, now let's build off of it. You know what I mean? We can't stop here and be content or complacent. And act like we did something, because we really ain't did nothing. You know what I mean? So let's go knock that out and let's keep pushing. Yeah,
that's the right mindset to have. Mm-hmm. Now, I know you keep on referencing our team. Can you explain to the audience what is Organic?
Yeah, Organic Productions.
And who's involved?
We just a creative space. You know what I mean? Like we just a space for creators to come in and talk their shit. I think we transitioned. So at first, when I first created Organic, I was creating it as like a management type of it was supposed to be like a label, right? But I just think labels are so corrupt, and there's so much that you have to do that I don't stand on to be a label, that it's just like more so I think now we kind of trying to follow the blueprint of like Good Company that La Russell does. Thank right? You. Just opening the shit up, man, and just like creating a pathway from Portland to everywhere else eventually, right? So right now, I do a lot of the video production side of things. My brother Northside Tego, he's an artist. Again, man, super dope artist that y'all got to check out. He inspired me to do music, you know what I'm saying? So if you like my music, I'm sure you'll like bros. And we work with a lot of different people. We got a lot of our homies that help us out, you know what I'm saying? T-Swar, Tyler. I definitely got to give my dog some props, man, because T-Swar be in the cut doing what he can. Sean, so DJ Kinfolk, that's my dog. He been rocking with us. We rock with an artist named DeRoyal. Super dope artist out the town that's also pretty underrated, I would say. Mm-hmm. And we collaborate with whoever we feel is on the same type of timing as us.
Okay, so it's like, just so I'm understanding correctly, more or less of like a contractual contractual obligation, like, okay, Rob, you signing your life away to me. More so like
360.
fucking with each other off the strength and just building.
Yeah, because like we started like that and I was signing artists technically, but I didn't sign nothing because I couldn't bring myself to sign. I'm like, bro, I'll do all these videos for you. I'll help you with your distribution. I'll help you with your publishing. And I don't want nothing from you. I just hope that you make it. You know what I mean? So we worked with a few artists and it got to the point where like these artists couldn't keep up with what I was trying to do. It's like, bro, I'm trying to get out here and work every single day. There ain't no days off. You know what I mean? So it's like, I'm going to be doing this for free, but you got to be with get with the program. You know what I mean? And they kind of just fell off. So I think, yeah, that's what I would say to that.
Now you bring up one of my favorite up and coming new art, not artists, like I haven't mentioned, but like one of my favorite rappers, Lil Russell, right? Yeah. Back, I thought it was flat. And one of his lines that he said that really spoke to me is like, you know, how you do business is a reflection of who you are. Right. And he talks a lot about his audience. And you see them, they in his house, they doing this, and I'm just curious, like, who are you hoping to attract, whether it's more business, fans base, like what are you really hoping to attract with the music you're doing?
Yeah. I mean, I think that's kind of what we're in with this new project. It's more so like finding my demographic. I'm hoping to attract anybody that can relate to my music. You know what I mean? And just I feel like anybody that's on their mission and on their journey to success is gonna be attracted to my music. So I'm really trying to attract the go-getters, the hustlers, the motivators. You know what I'm saying? The people that are looking for motivation. So I think I would definitely say me and Russell, I hopefully would have similar audiences. You know,
I'd love for y'all to do the song.
Yeah. So I would too, for sure. I want Russell. Where we at, man?
I'll send him a DM.
Nah, it's coming though. It's coming, bro. I'm telling you, it's coming for sure. I done got some features now. It's just like now again, it's just knocking off goals day by day. You know what I mean? So Russell was one of them dudes that's on that list.
I'm glad that we got lots of things to talk about after this.
Yeah.
Or so like I know you just mentioned that you have new music on the way. Is that gonna be in the form of a single, EP?
Yeah. So it's an album. It's my first album. Yeah.
What's the title?
It's called The Championship.
Or
Yeah, it's called The Championship.
I'm gonna assume does it have any play off of like your basketball career?
Yeah, that's exactly what it is. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of just it's like my allow me to reintroduce myself tape. You know what I mean? It's like, again, I was known for being a hooper and, you know what I'm saying, going through life just being this guy that plays basketball to coming into my newfound creativeness through music. You know what I'm saying? So that's just kind of bridging that gap.
Or I don't know if we could sneak preview on any like feature placements that you have already lined up. Is it mostly gonna be held like in house, or you working with any other Portland artists?
Yeah. I mean, on this tape, it's just my brother Northside Tego. I got HS Dro. He a Portland artist, but he moved to LA. And then I got 98 DeRoyo, he goes by now, another Portland artist. But the group I'm working with, man, this group is just like so beautiful as far as like their music inclination. Like everybody that's been in the studio with me is just like they could all play piano, they could sing, they could produce themselves, they could engineer. Like it's just a beautiful group that I'm working with.
Awesome.
Right now, yeah.
That's fire. It's rare to find people that are that musically inclined that can wear a lot of different hats in the studio.
Right.
You know, I fuck with both of y'all, so I gotta ask, who had the better verse, you or Tego?
I don't know, man. That's up to y'all.
Okay.
That's up to y'all.
That's a good PR, right?
Yeah, that's up to y'all, man.
All right.
You gotta listen to it. Come on.
Yeah.
Yeah, but listen, bro is why I got into this music shit. So whenever you hear me rap, you know what I'm saying, that's the game, that's where it came from.
Yep. So when can we expect to get that?
May 17th.
May 17th.
May 17th, man. We about to start the rollout here soon. So the pre-save link is about to be in my bio and all that. Y'all can go follow me, organicvary, on all platforms. I'm sure we would have got to that, but yeah, that's just stay updated. Stay updated.
Yeah. Now, so you know, with the album coming, outside of that, whether it be, you know, music you're working on, collaborations that are in the works, touring, because I know last year you guys had your own festival. What's the rest of 2024 looking like for you?
It's not too much lined up. Like I've been locked in on this project. You know what I mean? Like I've been in the studio damn near every single day. So it's like, as far as like looking towards the future, it's more so just like what's gonna come from this. And I think I trust our rollout. I trust my team that once we hit the streets with this tape, man, it's gonna be a lot of opportunities that come my way. So kind of just navigating that when the time comes. You know, I got some features though that you know what I mean. Again, it's checklist. It's checklist.
Yeah, no, for sure. I'm glad we could be a part of the rollout. You know, so
yeah, for sure. And I appreciate y'all. You know, just because like doing stuff like this, I never did a podcast or interview yet.
Really?
Yeah, never. So it's like
you're doing pretty well.
I know.
Yeah.
He gave you a trap question. He's like, everyone's good over here.
Yeah, nah, you know that's.
Well, I mean,
I've done interviews. I played college ball for 6 years. You know what I mean? We did a hella interviews.
And it's my man's and his brother, like, yeah, so ain't no I'm talking shit. But,
I know.
But I also know when niggas go in the booth, like, I'm still going for your head. Pause. I said it, so you can't look at me crazy.
Man. No,
man. Yeah, man. But I'm excited. You know what I mean? And just I'm excited for what's to come. And I think sky's the limit. You know what I mean? Again, I think one thing we didn't talk about, we can kind of transition is bro, I work in the community with the youth. I work at a place called SCI. You know what I mean? I don't know if y'all heard of that, but we're a nonprofit. And bro, we work with inner city youth, man, just kind of providing them the resources that they need to succeed. And we do wraparound services, man. So I think like I pride myself on that. And I think I pride myself on really talking within my music, talking about what I really live. And, you know what I mean? I think that's what sets me apart. And it's just like, bro, I'm talking about what I'm doing within these schools, you know what I mean? And the impact that we have and kind of trying to change the narrative behind how we see our youth right now, you know what I mean? And just like, if you want that type of music that's going to motivate you to push yourself and create a better you know what I'm saying? That you need to tap into my music. You know?
I'm going to make a wild connection because in Made, you talk about bosses coexist. And a lot of things that you talked about a collective. And when you kind of look at new artists, because it's not my first time doing and talking to people from town.
Right.
To me, in my opinion, you're the first person to really talk about a collective and doing things in movement. Now, in the rap era, now I know we'll get to kind of talking about the J. Cole's and then things like that, but like that line of bosses coexist.
Right.
How do you think that really? How you want that to translate to like the youth? Because I think that's important because everyone thinks that you got to be the guy or the chick. And I'm just curious, like, how do you think that rolls out to like how you're doing things with the SEIs and the community to remind us that we're a collective and we're better together?
Yeah. I think it's just about doing it. You know what I mean? Somebody got to do it. They got to have a blueprint to follow. You know what I mean? And I think if I do it, because I don't even know necessarily, you know what I mean, how it's all going to play out I
respect that.
By taking the route of being a collective. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not moving without people on my corner. You know what I mean? I can get $1 million on the table and they say I can't bring bro, I'm not going. You know what I mean? So it's just like, I think somebody has to do it first. And I don't know how it's going to be done, but we're going to make it happen. You know what I mean? So I think once we do it, it will directly reflect how the community kind of works. And again, I think that's a super loaded question just because I think there's a lot of steps that we need to show people that we don't have to be in this shit individually. I think that's something that's plagued our culture for many, many years, even when it comes to buying real estate, owning businesses, shit like that. Just we would never move forward without certain steps. But I think the first step is just kind of realization that it can be done, you know?
Oh,
no, go ahead.
I just like respect that you even say that because that stuff doesn't go viral. What goes viral is this and that. This person's not paying child support. You know,
right.
These kids aren't going to be together. Your dad, your mom, and don't get me wrong, because I'm a part of that. I get I've sent you like a key, but like on a bigger scale of where's the positive things? Where are the things of because if you turn on news, you can find multiple ways to divide a lot of people, and I just find that it's just it's very depressing sometimes that it's hard to like bring people together, but at the same time, I don't know if you both gentlemen are kind of familiar with like Maslow's hierarchy of needs. It's more of like it's like one of the basic things like of the human actualization where like it's you got to have food, water, and like that's on the first layer. And I think that's where a lot of the people in the community about where it's kind of hard to have those self-actualization conversations at the top, which we were talking about collectiveness,
right.
Because they don't have their needs, the food, the water, and the shelter. So they're vying for that first before they talk about like how do we move as unison.
Right.
So I look at other races, and now I'm talking about black people. It's kind of like I wonder how they did that, because we kind of look at the benefits of where they're at now from being more of collective. So
I think one piece of advice I got was just early on was that relapse is a part of recovery, right? Like looking in the mirror and saying like, bro, we've done this as a culture for the last hundreds of years, you know what I'm saying? But that's okay. You know what I mean? And we might fuck around and do that shit again, but let's take steps towards the next, right? So I think, again, when I started my tape, in the introduction to my tape, it's more of like a spoken word type of vibe. And one thing I say is, I say they locked us up with shackles on our feet and called it Gucci. A victim to this shit, but I say a victim to this shit, but I ain't act like I ain't do it. You know what I mean? So like, it's one of those things. It's like, yeah, they did lock us up with these fucking brands, and we're our money is tied up in the wrong shit, but I ain't gonna act like I ain't do it, but let's move. You know what I'm saying? Let's keep progressing. So I think like with that, it's just more so like, bro, we just gotta keep progressing as a society and keep taking the steps, even if we fumble sometimes, even if we go back to selling Granny House. You know what I mean? We probably gonna sell Granny's house again, but all right, let's understand that that's not the right thing to do, and let's move forward. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Now, just to close up this section of the conversation right now, I know you were talking about some of the work you do with SEI, but can you give like a more detailed view on, what your day-to-day looks like when you're working with kids?
Yeah, so I mean, I started at SEI, I started at Roosevelt High School. I was an in-school coordinator. You know what I'm saying? So again, we just offering the resources that they need. We talking to teachers for them. We providing them with shoes, food, all types of incentives. You know what I'm saying? And we just also just being them big brothers, the mentors to the kids. But now my new position, I'm the after school program manager. So I run everything that has to do with after school programming. So all of our classes that we provide to the kids, music, dance, baking, rug making, production. You know what I'm saying? We got a lot of different class studio. We offer all these classes. So I'm over that. I'm helping run that.
That's fire. Yeah. That's fire. And you were the first coordinator at Roosevelt too, right?
Come on, North. Yeah. First quarter at Roosevelt in like the last 25 years. So that was super dope.
I got my eldest niece over there, so I'm glad you.
Roosevelt?
Yeah.
Okay, we'll talk about it.
Yeah. Keep an eye out on her. She's a up and coming freshman, so she's up in leadership. So
Fire.
Yeah.
Oh.
Now, as far as your personal life, how's the last year or two been for you? I know you're going through a lot of different changes. I don't know if you want to speak on that or we could give in some other stuff.
Of course, man. I got engaged. So I got engaged, you know what I mean? And we get married in August, you know what I mean? But it's beautiful. You know what I mean? I think I'm testing myself. That's another bit, like for me, that's probably the biggest test in this music shit. You know what I'm saying? Music, athletics, these are all spaces where like a lot of our fan base are women, you know what I mean? So like just kind of trying to navigate that while having a long-term relationship is definitely a test that I took head on and I'm ready to do, and I think it motivates me,
He said he was 10 toes down on this decision.
100%.
10 toes down.
That's my baby.
I hope I could get there someday.
Yeah, you gotta talk to this one. No, wait a second. I know too. I ain't gonna expose him like that because he's a great choice. But this one. Nah,
you wildin'.
Hey, I just want to meet the back of the wedding and be like, see, with the sign, I told you gonna get here. You made it. I will put your jersey in the rafter. Help it.
Appreciate you.
Yeah, hella funny.
But
I could say something that I'm not gonna say.
Yeah,
but I love you. I love you. I love you.
So you still a fairly young dude. 26 now, right?
26. Yeah.
Was that hard for you to come to terms with? Because I know, like, as black men, we kind of get praised for like being bachelors. Like, what went into you making that decision and saying, okay, like this is the one for me? And then also got second part to this question: has that, since you proposed to her, has it adjusted how you manage your time, whether it be being at work? I don't know if you work out still, even doing some shit like this, because I know even growing up watching my dad, like that was something he always had to juggle between like coaching, hooping himself, because at the end of the day, like, I still got somebody, not that you got to report to, you know what I mean, but like now we're a union for real, so I can't just be like sliding everywhere around the damn city.
Right. Now, can you repeat your first question though?
I got you.
My bad.
Yeah. Bro. what was the moment for you where you like, this is the one?
Okay, yeah. Nah, so again, bro, I'm somebody that takes challenges head on. You know what I mean? Like, bro, I was a college athlete for 6 years. You know what I mean? I went through I had my fair share. You know what I mean? And it's one of those things. It's like, bro, how do I grow as a person, as an individual? Why not test myself? She was the one off the rip. You know what I mean? The first couple, you know what I mean? I was kind of like, should I? You know what I mean? But it's just like, shit, if that's the right decision, let's make it happen. It's going to be tough regardless. You know what I mean? So I knew it was the one. I knew she was the one. And then again, I just wanted to test myself. I want to become the best man I can be. You know what I mean? And I think like loyalty to a woman is the highest form of loyalty you can have. If most men, if you ask them if they've ever lacked on their integrity or they did some foul shit, is with a woman. You know what I mean? You probably ain't never done a homie wrong, nigga, but you done a woman wrong, right? So it's like, I think that's where I was at. Like, I done hella woman wrong, right? And like, again, this is something it's an ongoing process. Temptation is always there, especially being in the rooms that I'm in. But again, it's just testing myself, man, and being the best man I can be. So I think that has been my biggest challenge, but it's also been my biggest blessing. So it's definitely been a change, though. You know what I mean? I definitely got to report back for sure. I'm about to call her when I get off of here because I'm about to go to the studio. You know what I'm saying? Just making sure my woman is secure in who she is and where she stands with me throughout this whole process. Yeah.
Well fucking said.
Yeah.
Well fucking said.
Checking in. You know something about that.
Come on, man.
Anywho,
I appreciate it, though. Like,
Anywho,
I'm trying to get like y'all niggas.
I'm gonna bleep.
My last summer.
I'm gonna bleep this part out. So, Professor, one of the things that I'm just like passionate about is like I do so much like micro level work. I need to do the meso and macro level work because a lot of people sometimes can't come to a couples therapist because that's a luxury. Right. And just to hear you even speak about checking in, because just by you saying that or someone just clipped that part, checking in, why I gotta check in, where like people don't get the nuance of I'm a union. I'm checking in because someone's thinking about me. Someone's trying to build something bigger than what I could ever imagine by myself. So I commend because, usually going through your patients like that, it's tastefully done. Like, this is my person. I don't need to like be blasting it. But I think one of the things that just young men in general just need to hear, just if you can just like expand on it, it is, what do you think it takes to make a union for where you're trying to go in your future nuptials, and what's most important for you to show as a team?
Yeah, I think it's just showing the strength of my woman, right? Like, everybody gonna see the strength of me. I'm up close and personal with everybody, you know what I mean? But just like, it takes a lot to be the woman of somebody like that, right? As far as trust, just having to kind of take that backseat to my career, you know what I mean? Like, you gonna have the questions, why ain't I on your page? Or, you know what I mean? Like, why ain't I this, that, and the third? But it's just like, I don't even post myself. Everything I post is my career, but it's just like having those super tough conversations, you know what I mean? And just like, I think to create that union and be where we want to be, it's just also like highlighting what she got going on. You know what I mean? I got a boss as a woman. She got 3-4 different businesses. Every business that she touched goes crazy. Hey. So she's a freelance baker right now. So she does a lot of different wedding cakes, and she went 0 to 100 in like 5 months. You know what I mean? And now she just baking 3-tier cakes, and it's crazy. But her Instagram is Sugar Me Sid, so go tap in.
Right.
Yeah.
Another thing I really want to take a piece apart, because you don't hear this often, is the pride of a woman, pride of your woman, where you don't hear a lot of men just saying outright cheating or stepping on a woman is just lame. Yeah. And I respect that, because it was just like weird for me, like growing up. I always thought I was like the weird kid. I was already like the black kid who did the sports and the anime. So I was like, I was a cheater between the two, but I've always had this like sensation of like, if I have my person, like, why am I going to go against that person's trust? Like, that person believes in you to like show up. So I think this is just important, is just like, cause I'll say for myself, where there are opportunities to get tempted, but like when I'm out and about and things like that, I always have that flush and I have that picture of like, ooh, I don't want to piss off this woman. Yeah. And I want to also respect this woman. So I think I'm just curious for, my fellas, like, how do y'all like maintain where like, hey, I know temptation's out there, because you can't act like it's colorblind. We see the BBLs, we see all of that, but it's like, I got this one at home. That's most important.
You can't.
I mean, you know that. Go ahead, bro.
Hey, tell you can speak on this.
Oh shit. I mean, like, I'm not in a relationship, but when I am, I'll say this. I just try to move with integrity. In
There you
sense,
go.
like, I would never want my shorty to be doing me foul, so I just try to treat her with the same level of respect more than anything. I'd be lying if I say, I've been faithful my entire life. Have I had my mishaps? Everybody has at some point in their life, but moving to my late 20s, getting close to 30, I'm just very meticulous with who I allow into my circle. So if you are someone who I've chosen, like, I'm gonna be dating you exclusively, or this, that, and third, then know that you ain't gotta do it with any angst that this nigga's gonna be on bullshit.
Yeah.
Bro, like it's to a T, and just also like, bro, understanding that shit is real, like you said, like, bro, we not about to act like we don't have that temptation, but also like validating that shit though. We men, you know what I mean, and it's one of those things. Now I'm gonna keep it 100, right? Because this is a conversation that I have with my woman as well. It's just like, bro, it's a process to take that route. And it's not to say I've done anything, but it's just more so it's just like also like when we do talk to young men, it's like I feel like we also have like this clouded reality that, again, when you do become married, that all that shit just goes away. And it's like, bro, I think young men need a solid group or foundation of older men to definitely talk to them and just kind of give them that game. And we don't usually have that in our families, our communities. All of our uncles is usually players and pimps and shit like that. So I think like that's step one, is just getting people in the spotlight like that have these real life situations with these women, and just educating them for sure.
Now my last little bit is just in this realm because this is my passion. This is what I feel that I was put on this earth to talk to people about. Is just bring up just the last point of you brought up Kevin Samuels and like being able to take some of the nutrients out of it, where I know sometimes when Kevin Samuels, God rest the dead, when he's like, when he called that chick, when he's like, the linebacker that running the power eye, like that's entertainment.
Right,
but
come on.
That I'm not gonna lie, I was like, suicide watch.
Wait, so how we looking? You fuck with Kevin Samuels or you fuck with Kevin
Samuels? I do.
I do, but I'm like you in the sense that like I can
take.
Yeah,
that's where I'm going with it. That's where I'm going with it.
It's my biggest.
I didn't mean to cut you off.
Yeah,
no, you're good. You're
it's
good.
my biggest thing with like when it comes to Kevin Samuels, because he's a very polarizing figure. As much as grief he used to get for some commentary he have towards women, there's my two things with that. One, these are people that are voluntarily joining his life, so that's one. Secondly, he would do the same shit to men. The clips just wouldn't go viral.
Let me y'all pause on. You hit the pause button on me. I remember sitting in this clip. I was in tears. This dude called up to Kevin Samuels, was like, "Oh, none of the women approaching me," and he's like, "Look at you. Nobody's gonna want to approach you." Exactly. He was like, "Pause, please pause." But he's like, "You got?" And he was like, "Nah."
I seen that before.
And he was like,
he was like, "I don't know, nigga. You know women like that."
Right. Yeah, I seen that shit too. Yeah.
I said this nigga's on suicide watch. He got roasted. But the reason why I'm connecting that is because if you can sift through the BS and some of the shock jockey stuff, I think he's really trying to give men a blueprint too. Like when you have someone solid, like this is how you run a union. And I think it's a great example for young men to start, because I think the question I really want to bring into, because I think what Kevin Samuels is trying to do is talking about what manhood should be for men. And I'm just curious, like, what do y'all think that young men should just be really focusing on to really express that?
I would say for me, like growing up in the town, like I think I've told you this before. My dad told me this when I was a kid. Portland only raised to bring up two things: point guards and pimps.
That clip actually does pretty well.
Yeah, no, but for real though. So with that, I feel like a lot of people I know, like even dudes I grew up with, they have a certain level of codependency with women and from a financial lens. So one thing with young men, I would say, get your own situation right more than anything. because then I think from there you can step accordingly in terms of stuff pertaining to relationships. And you don't see, like, I can't remember who it was. It was a woman on the, it might have been. She was basically, let's neither here nor there. She was basically just saying, like, I never hear men who are financially secure complaining about paying for dates. And I had to be real with myself, like, yeah, you know, most of the niggas I do know that be bitching and complaining about that shit. I know they have some bread. I don't know where shit coming from. Not counting niggas' pockets, but
Right.
Yeah.
No, I like that. I like the answer, bro. I agree. I just think, like, bro, getting right with yourself and just kind of going through the shit. You know what I mean? Getting punched in the mouth by life, essentially. You know what I'm saying? Whether that be getting caught, cheat, whatever it might be. However it come about, you got to get punched in the mouth, though. Like, to some extent, right? Like, something got to happen to you to where it puts you in that mode. Like, bro, it's time. You know what I mean? So, I think it definitely start with just getting right with yourself, though.
yeah, for sure. Yeah. Now, I know we've been talking about some relationship stuff. You mind if we
Of
close
course.
out, but we're going to get back to some rap shit?
Yeah.
All right, so as we know, been a busy week. The biracials and black people have hit a division.
Here we go.
Hit a division.
There we fucking go.
So, you know, we've been talking about this on the pod for like a few weeks now. All this shit originally sparked off with Future and Metro's 2 albums that dropped, and then with them bringing on different artists who had either, you know, long-standing issues with Drake or newly found issues, whether it be The Weeknd, and, you know, this, that, and third. Kendrick on Like That had a verse going at Cole and Drake. So one, what was your initial take on that verse? And then secondly, with the tracks that followed, whether it be Push-Ups, Euphoria, and I'm forgetting, what was the one where Drake
Tailor Made.
Yeah, Tailor Made freestyle.
I'm not gonna lie, bro. I heard the Push-Ups one and I heard the Euphoria one. I ain't heard nothing before that. Just because I feel like it was like a lot of AI shit coming out. Mm-hmm. So it was just like
it's hard to like figure out what was real.
10 different Drake verses. So I'm like, I don't care too much. But again, I think that's my take, is I don't care too much. And also I think like a lot of people are trying to make this shit become like a Ice Cube and Eazy-E type of beef. Like motherfuckers about to just scrap it out when they see each other, but when in reality it's just art. You know what I'm saying? They're just kind of showing off their creativeness and just fucking gossiping. So it's like, me personally, I don't pay too much attention to it. But I will say Kendrick's verse is probably better than Drake's, just from a creative standpoint. I think he crafted a better song than Drake did.
On Euphoria?
Yeah. Again, I didn't hear the ones before that. I think he crafted a better song than Drake did on Euphoria than Drake's Push-Ups. Personally.
You gotta listen to Tailor Made.
Yeah, I gotta listen to Tailor Made, bro.
I know people have gripes with that because of the usage of AI and it's sound like Pac.
Oh, that's the shit with Pac.
Yeah.
I heard man, what?
I would say you got.
I can appreciate the creativity with the approach and execution of it. Now,
because if Kendrick would, they'd be like, "Oh my gosh!"
Yeah, and see that.
I want to know.
I ain't gonna lie. No,
not you.
No,
not you.
He's absolutely right, and that's like my one thing I hate about this whole ordeal, because, you know, I've said this before. Kendrick is one of my favorite artists, but I feel like when people approach any critique with his career, it's with kitty gloves. Like, you can shoot basketball, shoot that bitch. Oh my God! Like, he's changing the landscape of, you know, how we shoot basketball. I shoot basketball, same form, everything. Like, all right, now you just shooting a jumper. Like,
I feel you, bro. I completely understand like your beefs with Kendrick, just because I think we have the same beefs. Like, I think Kendrick at one point, correct me if I'm wrong, but I feel like Kendrick and Meek Mill at like 2012, they was like. And
that was going at it.
That's a terrible name to bring out right now. But I'm saying though, they was, bro.
Was going at it.
Meek Mill was on back then. Like when he dropped Dreams and Nightmares and shit like that, bro. Meek Mill was on the top of the game.
Yeah,
for sure. And that's when Kendrick dropped Good Kid, Mad City.
He definitely was. And I'll say this. Just to clarify, I don't have no beefs with Kendrick. It's more so like with how other people receive his music and the conversations around it.
I'm about to say that too, because like again, I think he went on like a 5-year hiatus until he dropped what, like Damn. I think that was the next one or something.
Nah. So he dropped fall of 2012, the top of 15 with To Pimp a Butterfly, and then Damn came out spring
17,
right?
Right?
Spring of 17.
Yeah, okay.
But then he went through a 5-year hiatus.
Yeah, so I have them same beefs. It's like, bro, I can't put him in my top 5 or anything just because, bro, you don't drop that much music. Granted, I really liked his last project though. That shit was beautiful.
I thought I was the only one. Like,
Yeah,
I
that
get
shit
so
was
much hate for liking that project. They're like,
It's weird. Like there's
Thank
certain
you.
tracks on Miss Morale and the Big Steppers I fuck with heavy. Other songs like I can appreciate the execution of it from a creative lens, but it's not stuff I'm gonna go back and play.
Yeah, I mean,
Like I can't even fucking remember this shit. What's the damn song where you're arguing with Shorty? Like,
Yeah.
Like, I appreciate the creativity of that, but like,
I feel you though.
if I want to hear an argument,
I
I
never went in the car and put on Kendrick for real.
For real?
Keep it 100. Just a slap. I never
Yeah.
got in my car. Was like, oh, swimming pools. I'm gonna keep it a buck, bro. Like, but if you go in and listen to his complete projects, one of the greatest. You know what I mean? So I just think like as an artist in totality, I don't know if I could put him no top. My top.
and he said, I don't fuck with the nigga. That's crazy.
hey, you know that
I
may,
fuck with
I was
Kendrick.
like,
As an
I'm-
artist, he's probably one of the best
hey, you
artists.
know, will that be a clip? Who knows? Editing
Who
Rob
knows?
will do his things, but
Wow.
I ain't gonna slander you like that.
Yeah.
I just like this dialogue and conversation because it goes to where sometimes I just don't get into, like, obviously there's more things I can learn musically and things like that. And I'm just speaking as a fan where there's no nuance in these conversations. It's stand battles. It's literally stand. Like, I know I'm a Drake fan. I'm a Kendrick fan. J. Cole, God damn it, nigga, you should have called me. I would have told you not to say anything. But anywho, all I'm saying is I can be able to have critiques. Now, even though there's a sting when I listen to Cole right now, but I still can acknowledge the greatness. Like, everyone is so, I say this in the therapy realm. A lot of people lack cognitive flexibility. Or if you're in the streets, you can say two things can be true at the same time. J. Cole's a great lyricist, but also that was some hoe ass shit for you apologizing 36 hours after that. Stand on that shit.
Right.
Come on.
Yeah, there's no nuance. There's no nuance with the conversation at all. So he gave y'all the educated, politically correct version of that. I'm gonna just say it straight up. And I know you've been seeing my tweets. Stop pelvis munching.
Stop pelvis munching.
It's real easy to just be a fan of music, which I know a lot of y'all. It's like speaking Mandarin. You don't need to act like this is like some Bloods and Crip type shit. Like, these niggas do not know you personally.
No.
So like, just appreciate
No.
the raps, bro. Like,
Thank you.
It ain't attack on your character. You don't need to have the pom poms out every time a song drops.
Dead ass. Love T Grizzly's music. Even though I have never lived a lick of that lifestyle. That gets. Hey, I'm a hey, I'm a T. Hey, I will say, I'm a corporate thug. You know, if I could be, you know, but all I'm just saying is just like it's a competition where like it's just so hard where I try to. You just can't even bring that in and just say like we just want a good competition. This is not J. Cole. You're not gonna die from this. Drake. You're not gonna die from this. Kendrick. You're not gonna die from this. It's not like you were saying with the Ice Cube thing, whereas the beefs in the competition of rap, that's culture, and we gotta let them thrive. Like you know, I hope this never happens because I feel like just the career that you're blossoming for. If somebody comes at you, I'm pretty sure you're gonna have a response back. We gonna want you to like eat him.
Niggas ain't coming at me though.
No Diddy, God damn it.
Oh,
Damn it.
God.
No.
Nah, but niggas ain't coming at me, man. I hope not.
Oh, whoa.
Yeah, I hope not.
So
I mean,
you take
we
it.
saw 2 years ago. I mean, bro, I'm not even going to add light to this conversation right now, but you know, a nigga from North Side that we both fuck with, real cool dude, got looped into some rap beef that he had. I mean, you know the situation I'm talking about, and he real fuck with everybody, so you can't say it's like not beyond you, but somebody can shoot at you, whenever, if you get my drift. So,
Again, I probably won't respond, bro, unless it makes
Really?
sense. Fuck, I'm gonna respond to you for.
Yeah.
Unless it makes sense, and that's what I'm saying. With the type of rap I have and I make, I don't lie about anything in my art. So it's like if you come at me, bro, I don't really know why. You know what I mean? But again, my pen is also like that, so don't try it. You know what I mean?
But I could appreciate
Yeah,
that.
my opinion's
I
like
could
that.
appreciate that too, because my dad told me it's too. I don't know whose quote this actually is, but he told me it's a long time ago. If a wolf howls at the moon, nobody takes notice, but if the moon howls back, it's a big deal. It's like sometimes you can give a nigga's career or a situation more fuel by giving it a certain energy, and like
Right.
Nip was one of your biggest influences. I think he might have been on Hot 97 when they asked him, how would he react if he saw Tekashi 6ix9ine. You gotta leave certain people on goofy time.
Come on, yeah, leave me a goofy time, man.
Hey, respond.
I mean, if it makes sense. Again, if it makes sense.
If say anything about your family, your wife,
Is anything
baby
off,
and him.
is anything off limits in rap beef?
No.
If you call me, I'm gonna say just give him respond.
I'm lying though. Hold up. Let me.
I was gonna say,
I was
nigga.
talking about everybody. Like me personally, I just don't. Yeah, hella shit is off limits in rap beef. It's just a
Thank
respect thing. Yeah, it's a respect thing for sure. But don't come out nobody's family, nobody's kids, nobody's dead. You know what I mean? Everything else, I guess, can go. But again, just as long as you keep it respectful, cool.
And just be prepared to take where I'm gonna take it.
Exactly, and that's the type of dude I am. It's like, bro, if I gotta I'm Mr. Christmas in the community, bro. If I gotta put this shit on the line, it's gonna be for the right reason.
You don't want that holiday.
Yeah, it's for the right reason.
Well, no, but appreciate your time here, bro. I just want to close out with this. What do you feel like from a local lens, whether it be, consumers of the music like me and Rob or artists like yourself, what can we do to help grow the Portland rap scene even more?
I mean, bro, just surface level is just support, man. Every time you see somebody post, man, like, comment, share, send it to somebody else. I think the only thing that separates big artists and small artists is their supporters. You know what I mean? A lot of people have really good music, but the ones who make it is because they got a really strong support system behind them, and everybody collectively kind of coming together to support a few people. So I think we just got to support. We also got to collaborate more within the artists. You know what I'm saying? Spectrum, we got to make sure that we kind of reaching out and branching out and trying new things and just collaborating with different artists. So I think definitely we're on our way though. I think Portland, man, the Portland sound is coming. I think we're developing it right as we speak, right? So it's just like I would just give it some time, and I think this shit's about to blow.
Word. And so for just close out this, anybody who hasn't tapped into your music yet, if you had to give them like a quick sentence or two, just explaining like who you are or what your music's about, content wise, like you want to just talk to people real quick.
Yeah, I think my music, man, it's like the epitome of motivational music. You know what I mean? Hustle music, I should say. Somebody, if you feel like you in an area in your life, man, I just need some motivation to get to that next level. Somebody to push me, make sure I'm looking at myself in the mirror. You know what I'm saying? I think you should definitely tap into my music. I think with this project, man, I think I'm coming on a whole different type of time as far as production. I don't think we've seen nothing like it in the town ever. You know what I mean? I can stand on that, and that's real talk. So I just make sure you check it out, man. May 17th, the championship. We coming on a different type of time, so
yeah, no, we definitely gonna tap in.
Yeah,
private listening session.
I appreciate y'all, man. Yeah.
That's a damn good idea.
Yeah, we're gonna do a listening party. I'll invite y'all.
All right, appreciate it.
Yeah,
For real.
yeah, for sure. For sure.
I just want to say, from the bottom of my heart, I appreciate your time, your energy, your effort, and just, you sharing your craft with us. And, you got not a fan, you got another entity and unit behind, Play No Games team. And I'm wishing you many blessings, man.
I appreciate y'all. Play No Games, man. Tap in. Yeah.
If you like what we're doing, like, comment, subscribe. We out.
Probably wondering if I think of you. Sorry, I'm for the bag right now. Yeah, I'm for the bag right now. Yeah, for the bag that I never had. Yeah, you probably mad right now. Yeah, I got a 2-piece now. Shit, I think they call them groupies now.